Welcome to CIT 180 Web Development. I am your instructor, Lisa Ballback, and I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the course, and we'll also talk about what you need to get completed in Lesson 1. As far as the course goes, you'll notice that we have blocks of information. The course link block is something that you'll use throughout the semester. And if you expand that out, you'll notice that I have links to some useful websites. This will just give you additional information if we cover something and you forgot or you need more information about it. These links will come in handy. We will also be using an online photo editor called Lunapic, and I have included a link to that site as well. For you guys, this is an online course. We don't have a live stream course this semester. So my office hours are listed here, and you can use this link to access my office hours. Below that, you will see news and announcement from the instructor. And typically, when I am done correcting work for the week, I will post an announcement that your work has been corrected. And then what you should do is come in here and select grades. And what you will see is your grade, and then you'll see the point range for that particular assignment, along with some feedback from me. And so what you're looking at here for the first lesson are all of the assignments that are worth points. And you can see that the maximum number of points on each one of these is 5. Okay, so that is the first week. And then you can kind of see I've got the second week open, so you can see the points for that as well. Okay, the rest of the weeks are not open yet. Like, you can see kind of what they're about here, but you're not going to see individual assignments listed until I actually open up the week. Okay, at the bottom, you can see how many points we've completed, and then you'll see your score out of the total. And again, all you have to do is hit grades, and it takes you right in there. Student questions and answers. That is a forum for you guys to ask each other questions and for you to answer each other's questions. I don't typically go into that forum because it is for you. The links to the social media. The social media is something that you're going to want to check out periodically, because we post jobs and internships to social media, and we also post CIT events. And Industry Night Out is an event that occurs probably 3 or 4 times a semester. And what we do is we visit different businesses. They typically feed us, and their IT department will give us a tour, and they will describe what they do on the job. So you can get a feel for the type of work that you would be doing in the industry. Okay, and those events are posted to social media. So this first block is something that you will be accessing throughout the semester. The Lesson 1 block, you'll notice, has a date range. And so if you expand that out, you will see that at the end of the date range, that is when things are due. Okay, and I always make them due at 11:59 p.m. Now, does that mean I'm going to be up, at midnight correcting your work? Absolutely not. So, if you submit it a little late, you'll still be fine. This list, this is kind of like your to-do list. So this is what you need to get done this week. And so right now you should be watching the course overview and Lesson 1 video. After that, you're going to come down and read the instructor welcome message. That just kind of gives you an overview of how the course is set up and what my expectations are. And then you will be looking through the course syllabus. And so if you click on that link, again, my office hours are listed, my office phone, my email, and then we've got a little description of the course. As far as materials, there is no textbook for this course. I am using web resources. And so you will notice that there is a web reading assignment every week, and it links out to different resources that will teach you the topics that we're going to be working on. And then we have a connection to the internet. Obviously, you need that to do the online class. You will also need a web editor, and we are using VS Code. This is free, and there is a link to download it in Lesson 1. Keep in mind, we are not going to be using it until Lesson 2, but you definitely should download it at the end of Lesson 1, so then you'll be prepared for Lesson 2. Once you create your web pages, you're actually going to transfer them to the web. And we are using FileZilla for that. It is a cross-platform file transfer. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. Okay, but it is a program that transfers your files. And FileZilla is pretty easy to use. It's just a drag and a drop program. No worries about transferring pages the first week. We do not do that until week 2. Web browsers, it is important to test your pages on multiple browsers. So you will see that in Lesson 1, there is links to the different browsers. And you can see that I have mainly the 3 top ones that you can test on a Windows machine right on my taskbar. In order to transfer your pages to the web, you have to have a web host. And you guys do not need to worry about obtaining that. I have my own domain, and I will be adding your accounts under me. Okay, so lots of reasons why I do that, but basically it allows me to help you troubleshoot better, because I can actually go right into your directory and see what the problem is. And that is really helpful when determining what you need to do to fix the problem. If you are on campus, you may want to have a USB flash drive to store your pages on, but if you're at home, you know, most students are using the document folder. As far as general education and learning outcomes go, general education, we do assess critical thinking in here. And for learning outcomes, these are basically split into 6 different categories, and they're kind of a broad or general information that you will be learning or that you will know by the end of the course. As far as grading goes, your grade is based on 1,000 points. And so 95 to 100% of that is a 4.0, 90 to 94% is a 3.5, and so on. The reason I use 1,000 points is it's really easy to do the math. So 95 to 100% is 950 to 1,000. 90 to 94 is 900 to 949. Okay, so pretty easy to figure out what the range is for a 4.0, a 3.5, a 3.0, etc. If you look down here, the total is 1,000. And then I've kind of broken down how you get all of those points. And so over half of your points in this class come from doing assignments. It is a hands-on course. There are textbook assignments, which are more directive. In fact, there's videos that show you how to do every single task. And then we have lab assignments, which let you practice the skills that you learned in the readings and in the textbook assignments. And the lab assignments are a little bit more free format because you can pick your topics. There's requirements that you need to meet, but you're not going to find a video showing you how to do everything because people do their pages on different topics. The final project and project showcase, that will be at the end of the semester. And again, there are requirements that you will need to meet in the final project and also for the showcase. The showcase allows you to share your final project with your classmates. Discussion forum, ePortfolio, GitHub, Certiport registration, all of those things add up to 10% of your grade. We do discussions periodically, and a lot of it is for you to share information or share your pages with each other. And ePortfolio, GitHub, Certiport registration, those are all more about professionalism. So in the developer field, GitHub is used extensively to share code. So you will be placing your final project on GitHub. In the business world, a lot of people use LinkedIn. And so for the ePortfolios, we recommend LinkedIn, although you are free to choose a different format if you prefer. And for the Certiport registration, our final exam is a professional certification. So you have to register with Certiport before you can take that test. So we do have a professional certification for the final. And kind of to help you get ready for that, we have a couple quizzes, a couple exams, and we also have an IT practice test. Okay. All of our assignments do have due dates. And typically the due date is, you'll have a date range that you're going to be working on the assignment, and it's that last date in the date range when things are due. And I'm pretty flexible. If you have something come up in your life and you cannot get something in on time, just send me an email. It'll be okay to turn it in a little late. I would rather have you turn it in late and do it correctly than rush through it and get it wrong. For most weeks, you'll have an assigned reading assignment where there'll be different links that go out to the web. Then there is also a lecture demo where I expand on the information in the readings, give you lots and lots of examples. Okay, so there's lecture demo. When possible, I link out to interactive sites that let you practice things. And then once you've gone through the readings and the lecture demo, then you will work on the textbook assignment, which, as I mentioned, has videos that show you how to complete everything. Once you complete that textbook assignment, then you'll work on the lab assignment. And then typically we'll have a discussion or a quiz. Okay, so this last part, number 5, you may or may not see that in a week. Okay, it just depends on how much work the assignments are. I try not to overload you guys. So if the assignments are tough, you're not going to see a discussion or a quiz that week. Okay. So I'm going to let you guys read through the rest of this on your own because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The college syllabus is the same for all classes. So if you've read it for one class, you do not need to read it again. If you've not read it yet, make sure you read through this because it is the same for all of your classes. Course assignment schedule. This is something you are going to want to print out. It goes through each week or each lesson, gives you the date range, tells you when things are due, and it's got the to-do list there. So what you see here for lesson 2 is the same thing that you will see at the top of the lesson block. Okay, so if we go through here and look at lesson 2, that is going to match what is on that course assignment schedule. And so if you print that out, it's really helpful because as you complete things, you can cross it out. And it just helps keep you on track. As far as orientation assignments go, there's a couple assignments that you're going to need to complete. The first one is the student profile glossary. So if we open this little drawer on the side, you will notice that we have a student spotlight. So this is me and my granddaughter because I did a sample for you guys. Here's a quote I like. And then here are some hashtags that kind of give you more information about me. So you guys are each going to be doing your own. And when we come into class, every time you load the class, you will see a different person. And if you click on refresh, you will also see a different person. So how do you put your entry here? You can click on this link, or you can click on add a new entry. But if you click on this link, okay, you'll have to add the entry and then put your name in as the concept. And then you're going to want to upload your photo. So you're going to click on this, hit browse. You're probably going to need to go into upload and then click on choose file. That will let you go to your system to find a photo that you can upload. I'm just going to pull one from here. And then I'll put, this is Lisa and granddaughters. Okay, and you'll see this is huge. So you definitely need to change the width to 150 or 200. And then if you press tab, it will automatically adjust the height. And this will go at the top, and then you can save it. Okay, and then below that, you can add the quotes or provide some information about yourself along with any hashtags that you feel describe you, if you're comfortable with the hashtags. Okay, but there should be some information about you below the picture. Okay, and since I already did one, I'm going to leave this. Okay, so add a sentence or statement about yourself, or you can do the hashtags, or you can do the quotes. Totally up to you. So that is the student profile glossary. And the other orientation assignment is the discussion exercise. So I want you guys to introduce yourself to each other. And in your introduction, you can, indicate if you have a nickname you prefer, what your interests and hobbies are, what your major is, and then any information that you'd like to share. So I actually did an example here because I use this as an opportunity to let you guys know what my background is, and how I moved from being a programmer analyst to being a teacher and why I chose that path. Okay. And then I talk about, different classes that I teach, what I do in my free time, that kind of thing. Now I tend to overshare. You guys do not need to write anything like this. Just share what you feel comfortable sharing with your classmates. Okay, both the spotlight and the discussion are graded, so you will get points for doing both of those. Once you finish that, you are going to go through the web development overview lecture. And this is kind of the objectives that are covered in that lecture. And then you will have a quiz on the syllabus and on the web development lecture. Both of these you can take an unlimited number of times. Okay, so what I would do if I was doing the syllabus quiz is I would have the syllabus open, right? And I'd refer to it while I was taking the quiz. And I would do the same thing for the web development, right? It's open book, open note. You can take it an unlimited number of times. So I would have that lecture open so I could refer to it and I could get everything right. Okay, so both of those are required as well. And then once you complete those, Then we kind of need to prepare for lesson 2. So you are going to download Visual Studio Code. And I should mention that VS Code is a standard for web development in the industry. In fact, I went to a conference in Silicon Valley and they asked how many people were using VS Code, and pretty much everybody raised their hand. Okay, so definitely want to download and install that. And then here's a link to FileZilla, which is the FTP program. And then here's a link to a page that displays links to the different browsers. And, as a minimum, I would do Edge, Firefox, and Chrome. If you want to install Opera, you can. But Windows users cannot do Safari. It's not supported on Windows. So, how do you handle iOS? Later in the course, I will show you that Chrome actually has an emulator, which basically mimics different mobile devices. So we will be able to mimic an iPhone, an iPad, different devices, so you can see how your page will look on them. Okay, and that is pretty much week 1. As far as the web host goes, you don't need to worry about that. I will be creating your accounts. Now, you are not going to get the account information until the beginning of lesson 2. Okay, I don't create them right away because enrollment tends to fluctuate the first week. So I don't want to create accounts for students who are going to drop, and I don't want to miss any students who add late. So I just wait until the end of the first week. Okay. But if you guys have any questions at all, let me know because I am here to help you. Okay. And so just make sure you get everything from lesson 1 done by Sunday, the 21st.